Hey, what's up? Today, I brought every new LEGO DC set. Over the past few months, I've been getting tons of comments wanting me to talk about these sets. And the thing is, they're not asking anymore, they're demanding. Previously in the past, I've talked about my biggest problems of LEGO DC sets, but today I'm going to be figuring out if LEGO actually fixed their DC theme. Over the last few months since I last talked about this, LEGO's released a total of 6 sets. And guess what? They're all Batman. It's actually crazy to me to think how much has actually changed with me and my channel, going from like 600 subscribers to where I am now, to how much hasn't changed with LEGO DC. I gotta say, I actually like some of them, some being the key word. Now starting off with everyone's favorite set, vehicles. Actually, I might have to rethink that. Vehicles in LEGO is probably the most common thing across every theme, and trust me when I say this, they're not going away. In this wave, pretty much every set is a vehicle, and while I can say most are pretty good, others can be quite underwhelming. But I gotta say, one of the best parts about this is none of the sets are actually oversized, and that is so good because I never want to see this ever again. Batmobile and Tumbler are overall great sets. The Tumbler might have some of the best building techniques I've ever seen on a LEGO car, and honestly is one of my favorite Batmobiles. And it's also nice, it doesn't look like this. Okay, this thing's not that bad, but like, why is it flat? That makes no sense. With the Robert Pattinson Batmobile, on the other hand, I think it provides such a different car to what we're used to, and honestly, I think some of the angles on it could have been improved, but hey, I couldn't have done better, so yeah. But honestly, the more I look at it, the more I like it. But the worst part about this wave has to be the motorcycle. Now, I'm completely fine with LEGO doing more motorcycles, and let's be honest, these don't even look that bad. There was definitely worse. But my main problem with them is all 3 of them use the exact same design. Now, if LEGO was actually making a consistent amount of DC sets, I would be fine. But guess what? They're not. Now, I can't stress this enough, the design doesn't look bad. I think it looks really good and actually quite close to the source material. But why is there 3 of them? I just find it so irritating LEGO doesn't make many sets on its own and then just give us these. But I guess all I can really say is I kinda like the bat signal. But other than that, it just seems lazy to me. But the absolute biggest set that was released was the UCS Batmobile Polybag. Guys, you were one off. Come on. Yeah, I tricked you guys. I know, I'm so funny. I know a lot of people really like UCS sets and maybe a bit too much. I was never really into UCS type sets. They're just too big and too expensive. It's honestly the same way I feel about all the art sets and the helmets. They just seem like a display piece that I guess you'll put somewhere and then never move. I would just rather pay that much for something like a location-based set because it just feels so much more alive and looks so much cooler in my opinion. But that's not to say the set looks really good, and probably lots of people like it, but it's just not really something for me. So basically what I'm saying is, LEGO, can you please release another Arkham Asylum? Please, I missed that set so many times, please. Now I know I've been praising these sets in this video, but this is where it all turns. My biggest problem with LEGO DC isn't just because we're only getting Batman, but it's because every Batman set we get is the same. There's only so much you can do with a Batmobile. Like, sure, you can make it look different, you can make it look more like a car, but basically every single aspect of it is gonna be the same. Like, as much as a theme like Ninjago gets vehicles constantly, at least they're different colors and mostly different shapes. I think the least LEGO could do is just at least make Batman sets which aren't always Batmobiles. Like, I gotta be honest, I really like Batmobiles, but it's too much. So I think that's pretty much all for the vehicles. Let's move on to the actually good not you. We also got this set. I don't care. Okay, don't get me wrong, it looks good. I'm just terrible at technique, leave me alone. Vehicles aren't the only thing we got in these sets, because we also got these. If I gotta be honest, I don't really have that much interest in these type of sets, but I can definitely see why people like it. The 1966 Bat Cowl honestly does look pretty nice, and it looks so much better than this. Why did this set release just after I released this video? Why did that have to happen? God damn, that's my dog. Why did you ruin the bit? But I think one of the best sets in this wave has to be the newer Batcave. Now I know, we got tons of Batcaves before, but I think what makes this one stand out is its building technique. You have the computer screens, Riddler map, lampposts, and even a feature where you can like use the magnifying glass. That is amazing. I don't even know how they thought of that. This is honestly one of my favorite types of DC set. And not to mention the minifigures are just so good. With Riddler, Bruce Wayne, Jim Gordon, and Alfred all being exclusive, which that's awesome. Like, there's honestly nothing I don't like about this set, and if LEGO did more of these, that would be awesome. But that brings us to the figures. Are they good? Bad? I don't know, I think they're decent. Like, if I gotta be completely honest, there's nothing special about any of these figures other than that Batman looks so good. Most of them don't have leg printing, and honestly that's fine. But personally for me, I made a few slight changes to some of mine. And by the way, most of these are just stolen from other people, so thanks guys. First of all, I think Catwoman definitely needs leg printing, and if you want to add a mask to her, you can do that. It doesn't look the best, but I just think it looks that much better. Batman is honestly one of the best looking figures, but he just doesn't look right with that head. Like, why do you guys keep using that headpiece? It makes no sense. I personally used the helmet with the smaller ears and also the face from the Lego Batman movie, with also changing the arms from that one Black Widow minifigure. And one I think you really need to do is change the legs on the Dark Knight to these ones from the Star Wars miniature. Honestly, it looks so much better. Like, it literally looks like they should be together. I don't know why they didn't do that. After looking at all these sets, I can honestly say that none of them are bad. I actually really like every single one of them. It's just the fact that they're all the same. I can kind of understand why LEGO just keeps doing these DC sets just being Batman, just because he's probably the most profitable. Like, I don't blame them, but I'm really hoping they make sets on the newer Flashpoint movie, just because, you know, it has Batman and also the Flash, so, you know, it's a bit different. But honestly, I just think there's so much potential for this theme, and it's kind of concerning that you're only doing one character. So yeah, I finally made this video. You guys can stop asking me now. This took me way too long to make. Please subscribe. Goodbye. So I have no idea what to put in this after credit scene, so hi. Goodbye.